election news of the day for folks here in Madison. Their new mayor-elect making history for the city.
Yeah, Satya Rhodes-Conaway was elected as the first openly gay mayor of Madison. And this morning, we've got UW political science expert Mike Wagner joining us for a little bit of reaction on that. Good morning. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
So first off, your initial reaction last night after the mayoral race there?
Well, the writing was on the wall in the primary where not Paul Soglin did much worse than all of the other candidates who were vying for the opportunity to run against him in the race. And so on the one hand, it looked like he was in trouble. On the other hand, primaries are really low turnout, and Paul Soglin is a demonstrated, proven brand in Madison for decades. And so on the one hand, it's surprising that an incumbent loses by so much. It was a big margin. On the other hand, the writing had been on the wall for some time.
Now, both Satya and Mayor Paul Soglin had run on similar platforms, talking about racial inequity, talking about housing. What do you think was really the difference for folks to turn towards Satya?
Well, when you're in a race where the issues are the same, and both are saying we really need to make improvements in this one particular area, and one's the incumbent, that person's had the opportunity to make things better in that area. And so it's a little more credible to voters who might be open to change to turn to someone who's saying, give me the opportunity to work on these things too. This other person's had the chance, let me try. And so I think that's one thing. Another is just that, you know, Soglin had been mayor for a really long time, and sometimes the longer you're an incumbent, the less popular you become.
How do you kind of expect this transition to go, you know, as soon as 2 weeks? It seems like a pretty quick time or turnover.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fast one. You know, Satya Rhodes-Conaway has experience in Madison government, and so it should be a relatively smooth one. Again, they're not terribly far apart on a wide range of issues, and so there shouldn't be the same level of contention as when a Democrat and replaces a Republican or vice versa, where we know then things are going to dramatically change. And so I would expect a smooth transition.
You heard Josh say 2 weeks left as mayor. Is Mayor Soglin going to get anything done in that time, or is this really just transition work?
I imagine it's transition work. There may be things he can do in his executive role as mayor that wouldn't require other sorts of legislative process that he might try to get done, but I haven't heard whether that's something that he's interested in doing or not. I would expect them to focus on transition.
So obviously, Ms. Rhodes-Conaway making some history as the first openly gay mayor of Madison. You know, last November we saw the first African-American lieutenant governor. Do you kind of expect this transition to kind of continue moving forward, kind of with more diverse options?
I think so. We're seeing more and more opportunity for that to happen, and so more and more diverse candidates are running. The Madison School Board, now all women on the school board, 2 black women winning in the election last night, and actually campaigning together in a way. And so Ali Muldrow and Nanda Marilli working together, even though they were both seeking separate offices. And so more and more candidates in our area are running in more diverse ways. Sheila Stubbs was elected in the last election of the state legislature, and so there are more and more diverse candidates in Madison and Milwaukee and in other parts of Wisconsin, and indeed around the country. More women are running than ever have before.
All right, we have lots more election news to get to. We're going to break down the state Supreme Court race that's still happening right now. It still hasn't been called. That's coming up in our next half hour. So for now, thanks, Mike. We'll see you in a bit.
You bet.
All right, time right now is 5:52 right now. We're going to be taking a look at your first alert traffic coming up here in just a few minutes.
And still ahead.